Hello, I'm Philip Brunelle, Artistic Director and founder of Vocal Lessons and organist choirmaster at Plymouth Congregational Church in Minneapolis. Each day, as we begin the second group of 100 composers, all of whom have had a role to play at these two organizations, today it's Rodion Shchedrin, the Russian composer, born in 1932, an amazing composer of all kinds of operas, choral pieces, piano concertos, so many things. He was married for many years until she passed away to the ballerina assoluta Maya Plisetskaya. And for her, he composed a number of ballets that she danced at the Bolshoi. One of those, of course, was Carmen Suite, in which he took melodies from Carmen and he wrote this amazing piece that, you have to hear it. Go online and look up Carmen Suite, and also go online and find Maya dancing it. She was an amazing little woman. I found out about Rodion Shchedrin from my friend Eskil Hemberg, the Swedish composer who we have featured earlier. He said, you really need to know about Shchedrin. So there was a concert in Chicago of the Chicago Symphony for their 125th anniversary. They had commissioned Shchedrin to do a piece called Russian Circus Music. So I went to the concert and I arranged to meet Shchedrin at his hotel. And I said, I would like you to come to Minneapolis and we will do a festival of Shchedrin's music. And he was very, obviously delighted about this. And I said, would it be possible for your wife to come and dance one of those evenings? You will have to ask her yourself. So he called up to the room and Maya came down. Well, I was thrilled. There's a lot of stories about how amazing this woman was as a dancer. But I was thrilled because I had a chance to meet her and I asked her if she would do this. And I still remember she looked at me and said, if you would do a festival of my husband's music, of course, I will come and dance for you. Maya danced until she was in her 80s. And I will tell you that one of the events that I will never forget, I had heard it was in my freshman year in music history at the university. Robert Loudon, the professor, had talked about this woman, Maya Plisetskaya. He said, if you ever have a chance, go and look at a video of her doing The Dying Swan. Well, of course, we all kind of, I'm sure that'll never happen. Well, it turned out that it was that when Robert Kennedy passed away, the Bolshoi was in New York, and that night I went to see them. They were going to do Swan Lake with her. I hadn't made the connection yet. And then, before the Swan Lake started, the man came out in front of the curtain and said, because of the death of Robert Kennedy, Maya Plisetskaya, ballerina assoluta, will dance The Dying Swan. Well, it was an amazing thing. Again, go and see this on a video. You will not be disappointed. So he came, and one of the pieces that Shchedrin had composed was a piece called The Sealed Angel, which would be sort of like Rachmaninoff's Vespers of an earlier era. And he called it The Sealed Angel because he had written it during the time in which you were not to have any sacred music composed. So he wrote it and put it in his desk. And after things changed in Russia and you could compose something sacred, he brought it out. This is the beginning of this piece. We sang it at the Basilica as one of the week's concerts. And this is the opening, which would be sort of like a Kyrie to start the Mass. When we began rehearsing it, I said to Shchedrin, he has notes that the basses don't sing. I mean, yes, basses can go. But this piece had also, if you had the note, I think I had one bass who could do that low note, but sustain it that long. He said, it's okay, only in Russia we have those basses ready to do it. So this wonderful piece was part of the week. The week also included an evening of concertos. Rodion was the soloist. And then we had this amazing ballet evening at Northrop Auditorium. I'm sure some of you remember 1990 when we had this unusual, well, I don't know what to call it, the biggest snowstorm that we had had in many, many decades. And so, of course, everyone, oh, are you going to cancel? I said, I can't cancel. I have no other night to bring them. And so we went ahead, and somehow 2,000 people showed up at Northrop because they knew this was a chance to see Maya Plisetskaya dance. He was, as I mentioned, a wonderful pianist, so I'd like to just close with one of many little pieces. This is a piece, a little two-part invention that he called two polyphonic pieces. Have a wonderful day.